magistrate reached a verdict. I have guilty or innocent. Spare me this mockery of justice.
That's not off the table. That's
Oh,
actually now that I've set it up, yeah.
I want that on the table.
Yeah, that's very much on the table.
Let's go, Billy. Maybe
Yeah.
you can ride him in a battle, something like that.
Yeah, fuck. Anyway, yeah. So we'll see. You know, the
You'd
things
be like
the,
a Velociraptor. It'd be like Jurassic Park all over again, right?
yeah.
I've trained these Xenos. They're my friends.
Yeah.
Fucking little headband, you know, like maybe like a wild guy, like King Kong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know.
So what brings us here today is a special moment for the Extinction Agenda. We're two overworked old men, and we didn't have any time for research or fucking reading books.
Which I don't know if anyone picked up that's the general consensus.
Yeah, that's the tone we're laying down. We had something lined up for tonight episode, but it fell through. We're going to return to it later. But then we were like, well, what the fuck are we going to talk about? And what we're going to talk about today is well, I guess, is it hero versus hero? We're doing a tournament. We're going to be talking some mighty.
No, there's some bad guys in it.
Okay, all right. So it's just it's a comic book versus tournament. And we don't have a clever name for it. I don't know how I'm going to title this episode, but we'll cross that bridge after. I'm sure the name will present itself. So over the course of a little while, you've been presenting us with some scribbles and
some
scratches, and brackets have emerged from that. And so I don't know. We don't need to like go over the full bracket. We'll just take it as it comes, I guess. Yeah, so
hopefully
I don't know.
It makes sense, and we'll just go from there. I'm not sure that it does actually.
I brought a pencil and a piece of paper so I could like recreate it as we go and kind of maybe come to some sort of consensus.
Actually, I should probably take out a pencil too because this isn't going to be pretty. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with this first. Should we do an overwhelming one to start or an underwhelming one?
Oh, let's start out underwhelming. I think,
Underwhelming? Okay. The first one on the list here seems to be Green Arrow versus the Punisher.
Oh, shit. So, okay, how are we going to do this? Like, is there going to be vetoes involved? Or,
no, I don't think so. I think we have to agree. You got to break the other. You have to break the other person.
Okay. Well, let me go first then. Okay. I'm gonna pick. Fuck, this is actually strange. This is a hard one. I'm gonna go with the Punisher because he cannot be stopped, and he doesn't have any of all. We're talking Oliver Queen Green Arrow.
Classic Oliver Queen, the drunken Oliver Queen, the man of the hour, the guy that like beats up punks and brings roses back to his girlfriend, but like also like. Man, listen, he beat the dog shit out of Hal Jordan out by a campfire. Drunk.
You can't discount the fact that he's been a member of the Justice League, right? Like this guy's fought Starro the Conqueror. So
I don't think the Punisher's getting away easy on this one.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
I'm naturally inclined to take the Punisher also. I just don't see him stopping. Like,
like he's gonna have arrows in his body.
I think he's gonna take it. I think he'd probably take an arrow. His first hack at all, he would probably miss. He'd probably be wounded. He might even be like critically wounded. He might even take a couple arrows, and Oliver might just be like, "Look, man, you're finished. Like you're finished." He might even give him a beating. But I just think at some point, Punisher's gonna just like bury a shitty knife into fucking an artery on the inside of his thigh on some kind of greasy grappling, and then he's just gonna drag himself away from the scene.
Man, that's super compelling, and I honestly can't think of that scenario going down any differently. So it turns out that was an easy one. Punisher for the win after a violent game of cat and mouse. where Oliver's the cat, and then the mouse is revealed to have a Garrett wire.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Next up. This is a breeze. We can do this all night.
I'm moving us over to a stiff one here.
Okay.
The Batman versus the Wolverine.
Oh man, I've given this thought in the past.
You have. I have.
Yeah.
And I'm a little shaky on this one. I think that a lot of this particular fight, which we had discussed prior to doing this bracket, would revolve around preparation. With no preparation, I feel like Batman would have a real fucking hard time.
Oh, for sure. I think without preparation, Wolverine takes this one 9 times out of 10, maybe 10 times out of 10. But it depends, and also it depends on the Batman that we're talking about. If it's Grant Morrison's Batman, then preparation, he wins against anybody. Like that's kind of the character that he became. But if we took like Denny O'Neil's Batman, Nightfall Batman, I still don't. I don't think he beats Wolverine.
I don't think it'd be
we're just talking about
tough.
a fight. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like if you got into it, like once you get into it, he's too strong. He's gonna be stronger because he's a mutant and he's carrying that metal body. Yeah. The metal body is not going to succumb to any kind of like hand-to-hand combat. Even if you're like absolutely deadly trained, he's also trained in probably at least whatever martial art you are. He's also 2-3 times his age. So whatever fighting techniques you've learned, he's sadly likely also learned them, if not more. If you or the
very least has experienced them. He's basically a 150-year-old man who has the body of a 40-year-old. Maybe that's fair to say about Wolverine.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like he's got a fucking unbreakable skeleton and razor sharp claws, and a real killer instinct and a healing factor. So let's say you are beating him up. What are you gonna do? Like eventually you're gonna get tired. This ends by either Batman running away and jumping into the sewers and throwing a smoke bomb, and and then promising, we'll see you again, punk.
I don't know that Wolverine necessarily kills Batman. I don't think Wolverine's character allows for him to butcher people that do good.
Right.
And then the same thing goes for Batman. So I just but I just don't. I don't think Batman just blindly. And I don't think there's any scenario because of Wolverine's reputation and general way that he carries himself in any stories or comics. I don't think there's a way that he enters Batman's area, like Gotham, let's say, whatever, without Batman knowing. And then that just equals immediate preparation. Immediate preparation equals he's not going to allow himself to get beaten or killed by Wolverine. But I don't see any scenario where he wins against Wolverine either. So
I think there would have to be there's going to be gas is going to be involved. There's going to be a gas attack. Chemical warfare is going to have to be part of it. Probably a lot of syringes. The shit he cooked up in order to sedate Wolverine, slow him down, disorient him. Maybe give him some fear gas, some shit like that. I can maybe in a circumstance like that, because we don't even have to have massive. I got this giant magnet. I guess that's an angle that he could have done as well.
Wolverine's been also going back on Wolverine, he's been taken out, man. He's been taken out before temporarily by the military, by
Lots
Omega
of people.
Red
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
fucking Shiva. Like
Yeah.
he's not totally invulnerable. Well, he is actually totally invulnerable, but he's capable of being like sort of bested, and then he gets his comeuppance after. But I
you can say the same thing about Batman though. Like that's part of the formula of superhero comics. So both men can be defeated. That's fine. I do like the idea of them recognizing sort of like some sort of Bushido code between the two of them, and coming, I don't know, and having some sort of understanding in that way, in the same way that when Batman fought like the KG Beast or something like that, there's a respect and also a fear that would be there. I don't think Wolverine would be afraid of Batman. I don't think Batman can be afraid of things anymore. I don't think it's part of his character, but I think maybe 1980s Batman would have been a little afraid of Wolverine. Yeah,
I gotta say, in a straight fight, I can't veer away. I say, even if they have some kind of like honor code fight, like a samurai sword fight, I still have to give it a slight edge to Wolverine.
Oh, no, actually, if it is the case that they just have like a straight up sword fight, like because we're under those conditions, like Batman has beat Ra's al Ghul, and that guy's again old, invulnerable, expert martial artist.
Oh yeah, he's actually much older than Wolverine.
Yeah. So, but maybe only in those conditions, like an honor sword fight, like a fencing scenario, or like jousting or whatever. Not jousting. Yeah, maybe then Batman takes it just out of class. But in every other respect, I think it's got to be the Wolverine. Which is a shame. It's weird to see Batman thrown out of this tournament so quickly. That's a stiff opening.
I would give Batman an easy win over most. That's a weird one. And I think there's
that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're giving it to the Wolverine.
Yeah.
Oh man, unpopular opinion right here.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens at the end. Let's see who comes out.
I don't even know if this bracket. I don't know if this bracket even lines up. To be honest with you, we'll just keep going with what we.
Yeah.
So here's a weird one for you. Now I had us here. I don't want to put two X-Men together, but I had Harley Quinn and the Joker for some reason.
Okay.
Versus Cyclops.
No, man. Cyclops can't beat those two. That's an interesting matchup, though. But yeah, my initial response is like not, and it's not just because it's two, because I know Wolverine or Cyclops can handle a lot of, like, he's Cyclops, he's the Captain America of the X-Men. But the Joker's a little something different. And if he has an assistant,
I don't see a scenario where Cyclops beats the Joker. I think it's just sort of a class above in terms of villainy and also like unorthodox. Cyclops is more of like a classic military strategist, and I don't know that. I think that his particular skill set is mismatched.
Yeah, I guess here's the counter argument is the X-Men have a Joker-esque villain, Arcade. They've got their funhouse villain who creates these elaborate alternate realities and throws the X-Men into it, and with gas and razors and monsters and shit like that. And so it's not unusual. Strangely, it's not unusual territory for Cyclops, and he would probably have a strategy. Yeah, but like, and I think this gets back to what we were talking about earlier with the Joker. He's attained such a cultural status as the god of chaos and violence and crime, that it just feels weird to think that like the guy with laser eyes can beat him.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know that it's his new sort of Joker status, but I see a misstep on Cyclops due to like moral code, like which is similar to the Punisher Green Arrow scenario, where I just like when somebody's willing to go farther than you, and you're gonna hesitate because you're not gonna kill or hurt a woman, that type of thing, or that you're gonna want to take this guy to justice clean, Cyclops is not initially going to want to kill the Joker. And
it depends on the era of Cyclops. I feel like today's Cyclops would.
Oh, the one that mutilated Magneto's head or whatever. The executioner.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. That's yeah. So I think that.
I guess maybe that Cyclops cuts Harley Quinn down with a crippling blow and makes her so that she's never able to walk properly again, and then immediately executes the Joker.
Well,
6.8 minutes.
Yeah. Strategy alpha. Yeah, I think maybe it's a close fight. I think I very much see what you just described, which is just Cyclops just like maybe taking maybe hit with some stuff early on, kind of thrown off balance, and then just completely crippling Harley Quinn.
Too precise. He's just too precise to be duped by a dumbass funhouse.
Yeah. And then I don't know. And then the Joker's gonna be a misdirection, as smart and on the ball as Cyclops is, like this is the guy that outsmarts Batman. So in my mind, Cyclops is an excellent strategist, but he's not, he's not a Zen master and the world's greatest detective and all that shit. So yeah.
Harley's also a bit of a wild card. To a point where skill set, power set, underrated, sort of a boosted, vaulted by Joker's presence, and just problematic for him at some point, maybe, enough of a distraction.
Yeah. So what do we want to say? I think Joker comes out of this one.
You think we have to leave Harley behind?
I think so. Yeah, I think she can't walk anymore.
Out of respect for Cyclops, he's decimated part of her hip bone and 3 cervical vertebrae. She's in a wheelchair.
Yeah. And the Joker's like, whoa, wait, that was
okay. So Joker advances.
Okay, all right.
Bracket's getting weird already.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We're going right out off the rails here on this next one.
Okay.
I'm going with Spawn versus Constantine.
Oh man, this is another preparation one. I think I would have really liked. We're gonna have to ask Chris later about his thoughts on this one, but I think this is a preparation thing. I think if it's just Spawn shows up, right, and attacks you with his chain symbiote attack suit, then Constantine's kind of fucked, because he's just a guy.
Yeah, but that's a full demon. That's a full demon from hell.
Yeah.
It's hard to fight.
Yeah. And maybe he would have a little okay, so let's give Constantine some credit. He's getting the shit kicked out of him. He's losing badly. He's quite wounded.
But he's gonna have he's gonna have some kind of magical sense that this is otherworldly. His bread and butter is hell.
Yes, yeah, and not only that, but he's literally tricked the devil. And
he's literally like a magic. Yeah. He's a magic using person that fights creatures from hell.
Yeah,
that's what he does. Yeah, so that's this kind of really leads into him winning almost. But
I think so. And because this is just people just fighting, then. But I do imagine Constantine's going to have some sort of trick, So he's losing extremely badly, and then he's gonna have some sort of wise ass trick, and then Al Simmons is not going to have anything. He's just gonna turn into a whiny yelling to the heavens, why? Like he's gonna end up caught. Yeah, I think he'll end up caught in a magic circle or something, like some bullshit.
Yeah, like or something. He'll just be like it'll just be like sort of a quick flash spell, and he'll just be back in hell. Oh, shit. You know?
Yeah.
How'd that happen? Oh, you expelled me from this plane, you know?
Yeah.
Simple as that. You're a demon.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, because the whole time you were fighting him, he was using his blood to draw a pentagram and used his cigarette to ignite the magic or some shit. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I think Constantine necessarily comes out the end on this one.
I felt that initially.
Yeah, that's really neat. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, because when you put it so bluntly, he spawns a demon from hell. Constantine fights demons. So, the end.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's fought hell spawns before. If you were to blend worlds.
Yeah. That we're gonna have to write Todd. But the ultimate crossover that they just haven't thought of.
Spawn's just kind of a soldier, right? He's a soldier that's being groomed to lead an army, right? And Constantine's a guy who's butt heads with the devil, right? Yeah.
He's seen all this
sort
shit
of
before.
If you look at it, I guess in terms of that, he's sort of in a class above almost. In terms of,
he is. Yeah.
In terms of being like a drunk piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's that's kind of the cool part of it. We haven't spent any time looking at Constantine comics, and I do think that's a shame because
there's a beautiful body of work there.
Absolutely. I bet there's a podcast where someone just goes through all the Constantine stuff, and I don't know, it's probably a lot of fun. But yeah, Constantine's got to advance. Sorry, Al.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. This moves into. Okay. I don't know if you even want to hear this to just put in your mind for later, but this would lead to a first bracket semifinal of Punisher versus Constantine and Wolverine versus Joker. We're not going to address that just yet.
Yeah. Is that it? Okay. All right. Okay.
It's hot. But we'll just come down the list to the other minor brackets.
Sure.
Okay, all right. I'm looking right now at Scarlet Witch versus Cable.
What do they have in common?
Nothing.
I'm just trying. Yeah. Well, they both have. They're both mutants. That's fine.
Yeah.
They both have weird parent issues. Scarlet Witch with Magneto sometimes, Cable with Cyclops. Complex things to do with children. They both have complex relationships with organic robots. I don't know. Maybe there's a deeper connection than we realize. Anyway, I'm gonna go with Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Over Cable.
Which Cable are we? Are we talking about Nathan Summers' dad, reliable X-Man? Or are we talking about the guy that just got back from the future to fucking kill everybody and save his world? Because that guy's mean, man.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. I think you could throw any Cable from any time period.
It's the only Cable the magic's just not, or the reality altering power and stuff is a little more than the old robot arm war horse is gonna be able to handle.
Yeah, I think maybe if he was Omega leveled telepath telekinesis, like Strife, if he had Strife type powers,
he doesn't though.
No, he doesn't. But he, because he has the cyborg arm and shit like that. Yeah, I just don't see it. I don't see it working out. It's Scarlet Witch has been on the Avengers from issue 4 or 5 or some shit like that, and she often gets disregarded as one of the OG Avengers and OG heroes of the Marvel universe. And even before she joined the Avengers, she's fucking around military bases and whatnot with her dad. So yeah, I think she just has a lot more experience and gumption than anyone would. And so you take that and you give her like her hex power. And Cable ends up, his gun doesn't work, and then he trips over his own foot, and then she smashes his head with a rock. I don't know. It could just be as simple as that.
It's just over. It's too easy. Yeah, that's hard to come back through against. So that was an easy win for the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, she's not really in the. She's definitely in a different bracket with all that. She might take the whole tournament. Is this what you wanted?
No, but I mean, maybe this is what the Marvel Universe wanted. No.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, how about this one? Daredevil versus Conan the Barbarian.
Marvel also has the rights, as you know, for Conan, and I'm pretty sure Conan's on a team with Daredevil right now. This question
in real life?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're part of Savage Avengers or something.
Fucking thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Okay, so on a whim, I gotta give that to Conan all day.
Yeah, that's my sense as well.
That's too much. That's too much. That's too much for a blind guy that fights bums and knife wielding crackheads in Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, because Daredevil has an interesting position in the pantheon of like best fighters. Like he's not a Batman. Like he's definitely not. He's not even like a Shang-Chi or something like that. But he's still somehow able to mix it up with Spider-Man. That's. Still, though, I got to give it to Conan.
Actually, on paper, I think he's beat the Punisher before. See?
He has, and like the Conan is very much the Punisher of the ancient world. He's the Cro-Magnon Punisher, and so maybe that is the edge. Like I think Conan probably beats up the Punisher too. I don't know.
He's too much. I just think that's going to be. Well, you're introducing like somebody that's not even from the timeline, right? So
yeah.
It's. I just think that's going to be. He's an unnatural sort of entity.
Yeah.
And I just think it would be too much. It'd be too much power. It'd be an oddity. There'd be no way to prepare. I don't see any way you could prepare.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not just the power either. I mean, like Conan's highly skilled. He's extremely fast. Like he's often described as like panther fast. Like he's whatever special abilities Daredevil has. It's not as if Conan doesn't also have those special abilities and the experience of someone who's just been in so many fights and just loves it. It's just been all over the world, just
he's
fighting
also a
and
killer,
killing and
like,
fucking.
Just a killer.
Yeah. So Conan's gonna take this one over poor old Matt.
Conan's gonna take it easy.
I don't know if it's gonna be easy, but it's gotta be Conan.
Okay. That moves us into a weird place.
Okay.
The Predator versus Deadpool.
What kind of? I gotta take Deadpool on that one. Like, because the Predator's a good fighter or whatever, and he's big and stuff, but he's basically like, we've already talked about this. He's just a swamp monster creature, and Deadpool's gonna kill 1 million swamp monsters, right? He's the merc with a mouth. He kills everyone.
Yeah,
even
and
in,
you're not gonna be able to plan for him. You can cut his arms off and.
I want to talk about the type of Deadpool we're dealing with, because like Deadpool's healing factor has changed a lot over the years. He at a certain point he became something like, in the same way that Wolverine's healing factor kind of turned into a joke, where you could just like rip off all of his skeleton and stuff and it grows back quickly. And like if we're dealing with that, then Predator definitely can't deal with that. In addition to everything else.
What if we're dealing with the movie Deadpool, where it took like a week on that old grandma's couch to grow his baby legs back and stuff?
Maybe it's more of a fight. It might be more of a fight. But I just, Predator's he's a B movie monster. He's not, and if Arnie beat him, Danny Glover beat him. Batman beat him. You brought up Danny Glover was a fine police officer, but you're right. Yeah.
If Danny Glover beats the Predator, then I don't see any scenario where Deadpool doesn't win.
Yeah. So the Deadpool advances.
Okay, that's fair. The weird one. I got a weird one over here. Judge Dredd versus Death Blow.
Oh man. Aesthetically, Deathblow wins. But otherwise, I think I got to take old Judge Dredd on this one. I don't think it's going to be a good. Well, what kind of Deathblow is it? The Deathblow who still? That guy's really undefined to me because we know that. Oh wait, he never got superpowers, right? He wasn't exposed to.
That's
right,
always established. Yeah. No, he was exposed, I think.
But he didn't get the.
But nothing happened to him. He just ended up being a big murderer.
Right.
But Judge Dredd's just a cop.
He's not just a cop, though. I mean, he's a general. He's the ultimate soldier. If there's any way, Deathblow goes on some missions sometimes. Judge Dredd, his life is a mission. He's always out there he's constantly dealing with city blocks and Mega City 1 and all the bullshit, 16 hours a day, probably longer. And he's got special weaponry. He's fought demons from other dimensions that are dark parodies of his own being. I gotta go dead. It's gotta be a Judge Dredd after.
It's gotta be Dredd, the Ring General.
Yeah, probably even after not even much of a fight, really. It's not the first soldier he's murdered, right?
Yeah. I mean, especially if we're thinking back to that Dredd, that big body of work Dredd that we read, where he outclassed an entire other military force from another country personally.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's too much. That's too much for a mercenary.
Yeah. Can't even remember Deathblow's character's name. Michael Cray?
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Cray sounds right to me.
Yeah. All right, Judge Dredd moves forward. That's
easily.
That's good.
Yeah, there's some easier ones down here than our first couple.
Okay.
How about the Black Widow versus the Grifter Man?
Oh, that's going to be an interesting one to think through. I'm going to go Black Widow.
Me too. Right on the onset, I thought, Black Widow wins that, I think.
Well, she's kind of like Zealot, right?
Yeah.
In the, well, she's more of a spy or whatever. Maybe Grifter just has he definitely has a weakness for sexy female martial arts spy chicks. So maybe even that it might, because Black Widow is, this might actually just be over and done with it. They might never even fight. This might be done.
Yeah, because she's kind of conditioned to stop people like him, really, right?
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought of that till you said it.
Yeah.
I just thought skill set versus skill set. If they were just out on a battlefield, it may be a closer fight, and she may have some difficulty where she could lose on a misstep to him, but on any other given day, he's not capable of dealing with these. If they met at a dinner party or something,
he's fucked.
He's done.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I think so. He would just be all arrogant and stuff like that, and maybe joking, and then he'd just like, oh, I
feel a
drugged
little
your drink, and
dizzy.
now you're, yeah, yeah,
And I'm dead.
yeah. Oh, geez, and then she just goes back to the dinner party.
Yeah. Wow.
That's
Drifter dispatched.
yeah, interesting. Black Widow moves forward. Yeah, because she even in the battlefield, whatever that means, it's another situation where she's an Avenger and has been for a long time, and she's an agent of Shield. She long-running companion to Daredevil. Yeah. So
I think she'd lose to Zealot Grifter Sensei.
I think so too. Like in a straight fight.
But
just because
not to
Zealot's
him.
like Wonder Woman. Not to him, no. Yeah. Okay. All right. Black Widow moves forward. Good to hear it.
Good one there. How about the Black Panther versus the Hawkeye?
Oh, right.
I gotta say, I on my initial reaction, like right off the cuff saying it, I gotta say the Hawkeye's really just outclassed.
I think so too.
I don't know why I put him in there. That's a tough fight for him.
I think Hawkeye's another person. If you had put him up against anyone else, like who else on this list might? Well, the obvious example is Green Arrow. I wonder, like Green Arrow versus Hawkeye. That's a stupid. But
I think I give that to Hawkeye though.
Versus Green Arrow?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
maybe.
he just has a little more pedigree and whatever that means. Or no, not even. I just think he has a little more self-control.
Hawkeye?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so at all. He's a hothead. Like he was a criminal. He joined the Avengers as a criminal and kind of a loser. And he's I think they're very similar characters. There's something about the green, like the bow and arrow type. But I think maybe if we're gonna give it, we're gonna talk about experience, and because both again JLA Avengers, they both been in like impossible circumstances and maintained regardless. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna say it's a stalemate, and they just end up having a drink.
I don't know, man. T'Challa's mean, bro.
Oh shit. Well, okay. Well, yeah. Going back to that.
Green Arrow and Hawkeye. Yeah, I say that's a stalemate. But.
Yeah. No. Black Panther takes this easy though.
He has too much tech, too much prep. Not even. He doesn't even need preparation really. He fucking defends an entire country.
Yeah, there's he's a super accomplished martial artist, and he also has I don't know the character very well. I haven't seen the movie either.
I'm going movie Black Panther a little bit here though. They did a very technologically advanced Wakanda with access to adamantium, whatever / vibranium, whatever they use in their universe. Mm-hmm. And his suit has it's just like it's technology riddled. It's almost like a Batman type scenario,
right?
And then to boot, he's just and then add his martial arts prowess to that.
Yeah, no, it's too much, and he's got he's got the mind of a statesman and that sort of thing. Yeah, he's a real king, warrior king. And if you put him in that class, then sorry, Hawkeye, you're not a warrior king.
No, definitely not. Okay, and then weirdly, this was the one that was described by you as quote unquote inspired.
Okay.
Venom versus Emma Frost.
Oh, that's right. I gotta go. It depends. I can see a circumstance in which Venom wins. Where do you come off right away? What's your initial?
Geez, I mean, I think Venom.
Okay.
Just on the top, I think the creature is. I think the creature could could backspin the whole thing for her. Because I mean,
Yeah.
like, I know, like, well, I mean, if we're gonna do the old Grant Morrison Diamond body, that's gonna be a little bit of a harder fight for Venom. But I think
Yeah, but
that,
she loses her telepathy under those circumstances.
yeah, I was gonna say, and I think
Yeah.
Emma initially would see, like, well, first of all, the creature's fast and like very strong, almost beyond Spider-Man strong. So that's unusual. That's like that's something that, I mean, that's something the X-Men had deal with and see, but not often. Like, just this like monster with like a Colossus like strength and probably more speed and agility. That's tricky.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And it's hard to handle. And then I think that as a crutch, she would immediately go to telepathy. I think that would immediately be problematic because of the symbiote. There'd be two minds. It would just be one little misstep and the thing would be all over her. And that, yeah. That's where my mind went. I think that's the deciding factor, is like she'll try to use her telepathy. She'll encounter something far more alien and I don't know, like kind of like connecting with an amoeba or some shit, like a demon amoeba, and it would fuck her up, and then and then Eddie Brock advances. Fuck. Oh baby.
Because otherwise, like, let's say that doesn't happen. That it's not the demon amoeba and she's just able to shut the guy down or put him into a fantasy land and then continue drinking her tea. I don't know, that doesn't I don't think that does justice. God, and I can't believe this sentence is coming out of my mouth. I don't think it does justice to the Venom character to be defeated in that fashion. Because but it's not as if he's complex. I just think he's such a great villain. I don't want him to go down like that. That's shit.
Yeah. I think that, worst case scenario, even for Venom, I think maybe like Emma immediately just like shuts down Eddie Brock and then is like blindsided by the symbiote and then becomes like fucking Emma-Venom. And then that's a total shit show.
Okay, so
I still technically counts as a Venom win.
Yeah, I would like to propose that Emma-Venom advances.
Okay. I'm down there. I'm down with that. Since we had the Harley Quinn be crippled, we can also have Emma-Venom.
Yep. All right. Okay. Yeah. Then we got a cake and eat it too on that.
I'm not gonna. You're gonna have a real hard time beating Emma-Venom.
We'll see. Yeah, that's a big problem.
That's a huge issue. Okay. The final in the minor bracket here ended up being the Alien versus Batwoman Barb Gordon. Don't know how that happened.
Barbara Gordon is specifically.
I gotta say, Barb Gordon has a fucking hard time with that alien.
I think so too. Yeah, she's got a funny position in like the pantheon of fighting adventurers. Oh man, yeah, the alien's a big trouble because you're used to just dealing with crooks and kind of helping Batman deal with the Joker. Yeah, I'm gonna go alien on this. I hope. I really like Barb Gordon as a character, but no way, man. That's a dirty win.
Yeah, it's a grimy win for the alien. The alien just and I can't see any scenario like the alien in an alleyway. You see it like eating someone, and you say, "Stop right there, alien!" with a batarang. You're fucked.
Yeah. Like, I guess you could fly away. You could.
You just end up in one of those like flailing fights with it, and the tail would get you or some fucking thing. It was just.
I think she'd be able to. It's weird to think that she might be able to dodge it or something like that. But she, like, if she even, here's how I envisioned. Like, she kind of gets away, and she's wily. I wonder even if she'll try to blow it up with a gasoline truck or something. And but it doesn't work, and she's just driven to the ends of her endurance and murdered.
Oh God.
Yeah. Sorry, Barb. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There's an ongoing theme that the killers have the non-hesitating killers have a bit of an edge here.
Well, it's not as if Barbara Gordon hasn't fought non-hesitating killers before, but the thing's got acid skin. It's got this like awful exoskeleton. It's super fast. It's animalistic. Yeah, it's just made to kill. It's but I don't think it's necessarily that like it's the fact that it's willing to kill is not necessarily the thing that gives it the edge. I just think like Barbara Gordon just can't beat an alien. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like unless she tricked it. Cryogen, like got some liquid nitrogen and it froze to death, something like that. But anyway, I don't know.
Yeah, Alien
moving forward.
Yeah.
I don't.
So
does this make
are we going
sense?
into the semis or what?
Is that even possible? With
it's
we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Zero.
Yeah, it's big talk coming inbound.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So who's
You want to hear the line? You want to hear the lineup?
Yeah. Please. Yeah.
So it's going to be the Punisher versus Constantine.
Okay.
The Wolverine versus the Joker.
Okay.
Scarlet Witch versus Judge Dredd. Conan versus Deadpool.
Okay.
The Black Widow versus the Black Panther.
Ooh.
And Emma-Venom versus the Alien.
Oh, that's super appropriate. I love that. I think that the answer to that one seems pretty clear to me. But all right, let's start off.
This seems clear to you that it ends up being Venom Alien.
Oh no, actually that didn't occur to me. But yeah, maybe just Venom takes the whole thing. Just whoever wins loses. All right, let's first up Punisher versus Constantine then. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't see the Punisher coming out of that. I mean, maybe though, like, because Constantine's just he could be doing like wizard shit and just get shot by like a fucking standard Glock.
Yeah, I think that's how this goes for him. The only
sucks.
Yeah, no, I think it's specifically like it's weird. Like versus Spawn, it was a no-brainer. But Constantine, in addition to fighting the demons of hell, is always on the run from the mob. He's a guy that like still has to worry about a loan shark breaking his legs, even though he's got all the angles covered. There is a scenario in my mind in which Constantine beats Punisher just through trickery and some sort of magical trickery.
I just don't know that the Punisher is just like not easily tricked.
Yeah.
And also like right. He's not easily like his scenarios and environments. He doesn't even need preparation to be in control of his environment.
He does a lot of prep. That's not fair. He'll study everyone ahead of time. I guess it depends on I think in general, no matter who's written them, they've always had Punisher like scope the place out ahead of time.
Yeah, but I just feel like he's so paranoid and he's such a butcher and he's been doing it for so long that even when he's unprepared, there are traps.
Yeah, I'm inclined to give it to the Punisher because although the Punisher is he's like a demon from hell. But he's not actually a demon from hell, so Constantine can't beat him.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Does the Wolverine beat the Joker? I
want to say yeah.
Yeah?
Well, my initial response is yeah, but I want to hear if yours is different. I want to hear it.
I just don't know. I just end up like seeing him some kind of fucking wacky, like pool of acid, having his like legs melted off him while Joker's doing like a fucking moonwalk.
Dance.
I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe the Wolverine survives or whatever afterward, but he's all like mutilated and has to grow his legs back.
And even like Joker toxin, his healing factor struggles with Joker toxin for the rest of his life.
Yeah, and he's like, he's like, just like, I just feel like a Funhouse scenario could enrage him and put him in that like berserker thing, which would just be like what Joker's like wheelhouse is,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and it's another. He's just such a good villain, and he takes a pounding, like even if he gets like stabbed in the guts, he just survives. Like he's practically immortal, and then he fucks you up and then walks away anyway.
Yeah, no, and it's not that I don't see scenarios where it's like, I've fought crazies and idiots all my life. Cigar toke, you're dead.
Yeah, but I don't. No, I don't see that. And again, it's a thing that doesn't do justice to the Joker. Yeah, because like if you treat the Joker like that, if you just treat the Joker as a guy that can just get beat up and stabbed, well then he's not the Joker. Like the Joker is slippery and manipulative. Like it's very much like fighting Loki. They probably have a great deal in common. Obviously, there's a power difference between the two, but I think Wolverine gets tricked and gets fucking mutilated, and then that's it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm on for that.
All right.
Okay. Does Conan beat Deadpool? I gotta give that to Deadpool. Just easy.
Yeah, I think so too. Because they're gonna fight, and Conan's gonna, by Crom, you grew your arm back again.
He's gonna obviously he's gonna break Deadpool's neck. Probably bounce him around a lot, and maybe think that he killed him, and then get a fucking sword from the back, and then some stupid talk. Maybe
it's gonna be a big fight. Yeah, this is gonna be a huge fight though. This is gonna go on for a long time.
Yeah, he's gonna break the sword off and keep fighting because he's a fucking animal.
Yeah.
And Deadpool's gonna have floppy broken arms and be running away and be fucking stupid, and then he's gonna get caught by grenade shrapnel and then something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I give it to Deadpool, but it's not a noble win.
No, he probably ends up killing himself and Conan, and then just sort of waking up after. One of
that's a funny way. Yeah, what a dick. Yeah, what a heel. All right, who's next?
Scarlet Witch and Dread.
I gotta give it to Scarlet Witch for the same reason that she beat Cable. It's the similarities are too much. I know Dredd's he's a little unworldly himself, but
I think Dredd maybe would have edged Cable also.
I think so. But
I think he would have been bloodied, and that in itself leads you to believe that Scarlet Witch would just handle it.
Yeah. She's super pathetic, but at the same time formidable. I think that's why I don't think about it a lot. But the comics, the evidence of the comics shows that she's kind of Titanic. She just fucking sucks and cries about her babies and stuff, and it's boring.
There's a show about it. Does the Black Widow beat the Black Panther?
I gotta go no. Yeah,
the King strikes again.
Yeah, I think so, because I think even in a circumstance like, let's get back to how
let's go back to an assassin scenario. Like, he doesn't get tricked by a pretty lady at a party. He's too kingly.
Yeah. Even then, it could have been like we could make it like a James Bond thing. Like, he takes her home because he likes the danger, and he's got it all under control. She poisoned his drink, but he switched it around when she wasn't looking, and her drink's the one that's poisoned. Some shit like that. So I think, I think on a lot of fronts, Black Panther takes this one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, I think so. Cool.
Okay. So the Emma-Venom versus the alien.
All right. Well, at first I was gonna like Emma-Venom beats the alien, because what is alien other than like a really shitty venom? Kind of like a dog slathering dog venom.
Like a dog. Yeah. Okay.
But what if it was Venom alien, right? I don't know.
Does the symbiote prefer to have, a less arguing body, like a super alien?
I think that's putting a hat on a hat, really. I don't. I don't.
I'm sorry, I've never heard that figure of speech.
Yeah, I don't think that works. That's not required. Yep.
Not required. Emma-Venom advances.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
Now the finals. No, this is not the finals, but we're getting close.
Yeah, but we're like now. Okay, I don't think this bracket works. I don't know what the final
somebody gets
is
a
going to look like. Someone's going to get a bye. Okay, all right. I just think like everyone's going to have to fight someone else. Like, there's going to have to be actually someone like waiting in the final.
You want a three-way final?
Oh,
let's do that.
Oh, okay. So interesting.
Does the Black Panther beat the Emma-Venom?
That's a good one. Oh fuck!
I feel like the King has a chance.
He might. And this gets. I think it comes back to the preparation question, though. Oh yes. Okay. Perfect. He definitely beats Emma-Venom. He does it because, like, what is vibranium? Like, who is the Black Panther's ultimate nemesis is Claw, who uses a sonic weapon. And what is vibranium other than something that like absorbs vibration? Like, there's something about sound that is deeply connected to Black Panther. And what is Venom's ultimate weakness is high sonics, which is stupid, but whatever.
Right. But he figures out the weakness. He beats the symbiote and then just punches Emma in the face.
Yeah, because he's got all sorts of mind shielding or whatever, and she's coming out of some sort of really highly traumatic circumstance anyway, so...
Yeah, she'd be completely bewildered, and that would just be sucked to be punched by the Black Panther if you were confused.
I think so. You're going to have a broken jaw. You're going to need more surgery. Yeah.
Emma-Venom finally defeated by the Black Panther.
I was concerned, but I don't know, like, under a lot of other matchups, like, I think Emma-Venom would have proceeded, but all right.
Yeah. Now, Deadpool versus the Scarlet Witch.
I don't know. Has Scarlet Witch finally met her match? Maybe. Like, it just... Because like her powers are amazing, but unless she like obliterates him or sends him to another dimension or something,
he's just gonna keep coming, or he's gonna catch you when you're not expecting it, or you're gonna win. Like, she's just gonna like use like some kind of reality hacks, and he's gonna like walk off the side of a fucking cliff and break all his bones, and then she's gonna be like, you shouldn't have challenged the Avengers, and then he's just gonna heal and get her.
No, he's gonna come back like a fucking cartoon, and he's gonna be in love with her, and he's gonna try and like Pepe Le Pew her, and just to add to it, and yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah.
So I think he comes back with the cartoon Pepe Le Pew finish on this one.
Deadpool coming in hot. You know what's funny? Wolverine has the same powers and just got ousted.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
I think Deadpool had an easier path.
he had a much easier path. Yeah, because Deadpool versus Constantine. It's gonna,
It's gonna be a bad time for Deadpool because he's gonna be talking shit, and then he's gonna get hexed, and then Constantine's not gonna be as nice as Scarlet Witch, and he'll probably be the end.
And then Joker versus Deadpool. That's a much more. That's actually kind of a suit because they're both crazy.
Well, here's the Punisher versus the Joker, which is like the anti-Batman versus the Joker, which ends up being kind of my favorite matchup right now.
Yeah, and I got to give that one to the Joker pretty easily. I think Punisher's too linear. Yeah. Yeah,
he's like, I'm gonna kill you, clan. It's a shame because the Punisher came so far against people that he had no business beating, really.
Yeah, because he's just Frank Castle, especially if you think about him in terms of like.
Well, especially since
Frank Miller's version.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And the Joker, the Joker's just too. His environment, like we were talking about Frank being in control of his environment, but I mean the Joker's just like you say, he's just like he's chaos. Like even if he's like tied to a chair, like and the Punisher is beating the shit out of him trying to get information about where'd you hide my friend? Fuck that. The Joker wanted to be there, being punched in the face. He's laughing. He's losing teeth.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah.
You're gonna lose somehow.
Yeah, because you just weren't paying attention to that one little bit, and he was waiting. And I think actually, here's the thing about the Joker. It's not just that he's chaos. It's that, and you've already brought this out really nicely. It's like it is also intense control. Like no one controls their environment more than the Joker, except for maybe Batman. And that's where they kind of interact with one another. But any context, like, because this is the guy that like his fellow villains are like Lex Luthor and Sinestro, and he's just like yuck guy, like he's just like one of them, and is afforded the same sort of respect and recognition as a consequence of just like, I don't know, his supernatural nature, the Joker's supernatural nature.
Which leads us to the final three. The Joker and Black Panther.
Who's the greatest of them all? Yeah.
And I gotta say, when I see them stacked on top of each other like this, I'm going with the Joker again.
The Joker beats Deadpool. Fine. I got no problem with that. That's a weird one. They would like be like super weird against each other.
You got a hard time with the Joker beating the King.
I do. But yeah, because well, I don't know.
I'm starting to think about it, and I think you may be right, because in terms of like straight Marvel universe, like if you give the Black Panther everything that the Marvel universe is stoked to the Black Panther as, he's more than a Batman.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It gets back. Well, he's kind of a magical warrior king. Yeah. Too many dimensions. I think there's just too many dimensions to Black Panther. And the Joker comes off small in that setting. Yeah, something, because like the Joker's appropriate to organized crime, and fine. I just talked like poetic about him hanging out with Lex Luthor and Sinestro and stuff like that, but he still needs to engage with some sort of heroic element, and he still needs to be of some place, and he's of a city, and he's not of a kingdom. I think it's dirty. Though. I think that's a rough one, but the Joker's gonna. Yeah, I think Black Panther just has too many resources.
Yeah, I can concur with that. Making the Black Panther the winner of the bracket.
Fantastic.
The ultimate winner. Yeah.
Biggest hero.
Sort of unexpected, but then just like talked through the whole bracket with perfect common sense and just had a clean win, every time.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say he got a bit, he got a bit fluffed at the beginning by fighting
easily
Hawkeye and the Black Widow to get into the semis, So.
Yeah. I don't know who beats Black Panther though. Out of everyone we've talked about.
I mean, he did have to fight Emma-Venom. So really, I mean, like he came in with like Emma-Venom could have taken the whole thing.
Could have, yeah. I think so. I just didn't want that to be the case. But I mean, I think actually, if we're honest with ourselves, Emma-Venom is the greatest of them all.
Well, that's to say that the symbiosis is good. Like, does that symbiosis work? Does Emma accept it and just become super evil, and then does Venom end up with like horrific like Omega level psychic powers and a symbiote? Like that's terrible. Like that's not beatable. That's not beatable on this by anyone here.
Yeah. I think I think it's a good question to ask whether or not like there would be an acceptance of the symbiote, because like one of the things that makes Eddie Brock Venom work is that he hates Spider-Man, and that's why he's able to have the demon amoeba all over his body. I guess you're right, Em. Like we ought to have taken into account that Emma's like resisting Emma-Venom this whole time,
which technically makes it even easier for Black Panther to win.
It does. Black Panther versus I don't know. Maybe he was going to win the whole time.
Yeah, I think so, man, because Deadpool's a clown. I don't see a scenario where Deadpool beats Black Panther. He would just end up in some kind of a weird prison, or like end up like restrained and repeatedly kicked to the head. He would just not win. You can't stop. You wouldn't stop him. He's just not. He doesn't have the tools.
Jesus. Pardon me.
There. That's it.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear to me now. The whole bracket.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I guess the only thing that's not. I don't know about Wolverine versus Black Panther, and I don't know about Batman versus Black Panther. But even then, I think, I think that
Wolverine would troublesome.
I think so. Yeah, it would be a very ferocious fight, and it would I don't know, but I still think he would take it, Black Panther. So that's cool. That's a fun thing to have discovered.
Yeah.
I should read more Black Panther comics. All right. Well, I think we definitely settled it.
Yeah, it's settled. The ground level bracket's settled, and we'll move to the cosmic bracket.
Oh yeah. Are we gonna do the cosmic bracket right now, or are we gonna?
No, we can wait for Chris for that.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll have to look into that.
He'll have the power of veto. Why? Yeah, we're not looking into anything.
I don't think he's as familiar with characters as we are, though. I mean, like we got a lot to draw on. Like we had some very serious thoughts about how all the shit was going to go down. Just what if he was in Madripoor, man?
Now all we need is a little energon and a lot of luck.